Hi there, friends. Welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe from Westerville, Ohio. I'm so happy you've joined me today. I hope you enjoyed, for many of you, a long weekend. I had lots of family time. So, yeah, it was just kind of busy and hectic, but a lot of fun. We took Riley to her first parade on July 4th here in Westerville. And what else do we do? Of course, we grilled out on a Saturday. John did a smoked pork butt, and it was like some of the best meat I've ever eaten in my entire life. We played games, we watched movies, made s'mores, had a cornhole challenge outside. So busy, but a lot of fun, and it's always good time to spend time with family. Okay, I can hardly believe it. July 10th. Is it over? Maybe I'm jumping ahead. It's July 9th. But a reminder, since I was not on a Facebook Live last Thursday because of the Independence Day holiday here in America, I wanted to remind you that with a new month comes a new 12 by 12 one sheet wonder demonstration and tutorial. So you can find information about that at stampinpeace.com or go to my YouTube channel, Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. And with the One Sheet Wonder, I featured the Frames and Flowers Designer Series paper. I love this color combination, absolutely love the color combination. And with that, I had 6 different card sketches that I used, and I made a total of 10 cards with that one sheet of DSP. And then I went ahead and made a whole nother set of the same cards, only I switched out my petal pink color for Calypso Coral. So again, super easy, super fun. Just follow my instructions. Everything is there for you. If you would like to have a PDF version of the 12 by 12 PDF tutorial, the 6 card sketches, and all of the dimensions and instructions to make the 10 cards, you can get that one of 2 ways. You can purchase the PDF for $18 at stampinpeace.com, click shop, and then click PDF tutorials in the drop-down menu, or you can get it free. And you can get that free by placing a $50 Stampin' Up! Order with me. Okay, in other news, before we get to today's project, on July 3rd, there were several new products released. These are products that you can only find in the Stampin' Up! Online store. They are not in any catalog or publication. You have to look for them online. And I'll be showing some of these today. I'll be working with a group of those. But I announced my first holiday card class or Christmas card class of 2024 a few days ago. It is using the Sophisticated Sled stamp set and dies, and also what else is the new thing in there? The Gold Mercury Vellum, such a fun thing to work with. Information about this class to go is at stampinpeace.com. You can buy it with or without the stamp set and dies, but you do need them to complete the cards. I know some of you have already owned the bundle, and perhaps you are a demonstrator and you'll buy it for yourself. That's perfectly fine. Then you choose option 2, which does not include that bundle. And of course, there is a PDF only option. Here's that one with the Gold Mercury Vellum. And you can find the PDF version at stampinpeace.com. I think this is my favorite. But anyways, moving on now. It is time for us. Oh, and don't forget bonus days. For every $50 order, or every $50 purchased in the month of July, Stampin' Up! Will send you a $5 coupon code that you can use for your purchases next month, okay? Bonus days. $50 Stampin' Up order in the USA gets you a $5 coupon code to redeem towards product in August, okay? All right, lots of you are on here. Let's get started with today's project. I'm super excited to show you some fun new products and really elegant papers. So let's get started. I'll flip my camera around now, and while I'm doing that, would you please share this live video and invite others to join us this afternoon? Okay, I don't think you need to be seeing my legs. There we go. I think this is better. What I see on my camera view versus what is on my computer screen is always a little bit different, and that's why I'm kind of messing around with that camera for a little bit. Okay, so whoops. Okay, so I've got 3 old olive card bases. I've got 3 pieces of basic white for the inside of the card, and these measure 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I've got 3 pieces of basic white that measure 5 inches by 3 3/4, and we'll be using these as a layer on the front of the card. And then I've got 3 pieces of designer series paper. These all 3 measure 3 1/2 by 4 3/4 inches. So with these 3 pieces of DSP, I'm going to show you how to cut them, and then we're going to use these for a variation, one of many variations of the stack, slice, and shuffle technique. So again, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I'm just going to put this paper in here, leaving it stacked, and I'm going to make a pencil mark at 1 inch and 2 1/2 inches on that long side. Then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. Make a pencil mark at 1 inch and 2 1/2 inches. And I will tell you, because my DSP that I picked is non-directional, it can work either way. It doesn't matter. I'm going to show you a horizontal card, but then I'll show you a version of a vertical card I made in the same way. So what I'm going to do, so on each side I have a top pencil mark and a bottom pencil mark, a top pencil mark and a bottom pencil mark. I'm going to cut from one top pencil mark on the right to the top pencil mark on the left, okay? And to do that, I'm placing my pencil marks so that they would fall right on top of the cutting groove of my paper trimmer. The whole while, you want to make sure that your stack is nice and tight, meaning that all the sides line up, okay? And I'm going to cut there. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other pencil marks, right here and right here. So these are the bottom or lower pencil marks on each side. Again, I'm just putting those pencil marks right in the groove or on top of that cutting groove to cut where I want them. So now I'm ready. I've done the stack. I've done the slice, slice meaning cut, right? And now we're going to do some shuffle. So I'm making a horizontal card. That's why I am turning all these this direction. So on the first stack, I'm going to take one piece and move it to the bottom. On the second stack, I'm going to take the first two pieces and move those to the bottom. And then I'm going to leave the third stack alone. Okay. Now I'm ready to put these together on my layers. And I'm going to use multi-purpose glue for this. The multi-purpose glue is rather forgiving. It's going to allow me to move my pieces around to either slide them together or adjust the spacing or the margins of white that I see. And I was kind of liberal with the glue, generous with my glue, because I want to make sure that I have that time to move things around before it actually dries. Need to scoot them up just a little to the left. That looks good. Now my margins all the way around look pretty good, don't they? I'm going to do that one more time. And then if you tell me, oh, Mary, it's so hard to get my margins even, I'm going to show you a trick that will work with this design. And again, notice in those stacks that I shuffled, I'm just each time taking the top print off each stack in order. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now if you say, Mary, it's really hard to get those even borders, here's a trick for you. So the original size of my DSP measure, do you remember? 4 3/4 by 3.5 inches. So I can cut, excuse me, I can cut a piece of cardstock. I'm using white, but it could be, you know, maybe the green, whatever. And we're going to cover it up. So because I cut this the same size as my DSP before I sliced it, I know I can just go right up to the edges of that cardstock underneath. And whatever color cardstock you used underneath, I would have it be the same color as your layer that you're putting on the card, okay? That way, if something's off by just a smidgen, which it can be, it won't matter. So like if I was off, I don't know if you can even see this. There's the tiniest little bit of white showing, like right here. Oh, I think I got that one. But right here, and I could move this, but if there's a little tiny bit of white showing, I'm not even going to worry about that, because when I put it against my white layer, it now becomes invisible. All right. But that's a good tip to use if you are having trouble getting even margins when you place all of these pieces down. And then you just take that and add that to your layer. Now let's put our cards together and finish off the cards. Actually, before we do that, I want to show you the other prints in this paper. So again, the products I'm using today are online exclusives. So these 3 prints that I've chosen come from the Seasons of Green and Gold Designer Series paper. So here's one. And the back is just like vanilla with, I would say, you know, just a dark green, maybe a mossy meadow polka dots. And trust me, these are not showing up as nicely on screen as they are in person, but they're gorgeous. Okay, look at this. Isn't that pretty with the shining gold throughout? And this is one of the prints. Now, I will tell you on this sheet, there are 3 dies in the golden greenery bundle that will cut out these 3 floral images, okay? 1, 2, 3. And those 3 are repeated all over, so you can get a whole lot out of them. Here's another one. It's got the gold print on one. So on each of these, one side has gold on. Okay, there's this. Now on here, there are dies to cut out the individual bells, but I fussy cut the double bells. And the other greenery pieces here are for fussy cutting. So they're giving us both, some dies, some fussy cutting. So depending on what you like. There's that beautiful plaid. And then the last 2, I didn't have a whole lot left. This is one we're using today. And there's the diamond pattern in gold on vanilla. And then I only had this tiny scrap of this other one left. So this side, it looks kind of like a canvas print with old olive and mossy meadow. And then this side is the foliage in very vanilla with a shiny gold background. All right, so that's where all that beautiful DSP came from. I'm going to put basic white on the inside of my card. Somebody asked me today in a comment on one of my YouTube videos, what kind of paper am I using on the inside of my card? I always use cardstock. I know some people have different feelings and will use maybe a sheet of like printer paper, copy paper, something like that. I always use cardstock. The reason being is all of my other supplies are of the highest quality. So I want the inside to match that quality in the rest of the card. Okay? And I don't mean to offend anybody if you choose something different. That is just my choice. Okay? So now let's put our layers on the front. The other thing is by using like the white on the inside, if I have white elsewhere on my card, the whites match. Okay? If I use vanilla somewhere on my card, I'll use vanilla on the inside because they match. All right? Kathy, thank you for liking and sharing. I appreciate that. That helps me reach more people and share the joy of stamping and crafting. Okay, so here are my 3 card fronts. Now, I've used, and you've got to see this set. These are all part of the same suite online. The Greetings of the Season. The stamp set is awesome because you can mix and match. You can mix and match all day long. Today I want to make some birthday cards, so I'm doing, where is it? Where's the birthday? Oh wait, sorry. I'm using the everyday greetings. Birthday wishes, okay? Birthday wishes. But you can mix and match the everyday greetings. I highly recommend this stamp set so that you have a variety of sentiments to use for all different kinds of cards that you'll be sending. Now, the Greetings of the Season stamp set, same thing. Mix and match, lots of different ways to show your holiday spirit. But what I love about this is you can get this set of dies, and these dies coordinate with both stamp set, and of course you'll probably use these dies with lots of other sentiments and images that you already have. Okay, so for my birthday cards, I'm using Everyday Greetings, but I've pulled in a die from the Greetings of the Season bundle. Told you there was a whole lot here, a whole lot of new product to share. And I love sentiments. I love having unique ways of saying the same old things or showing the same old thing, in terms of, you know, happy birthday, thinking of you, using a pretty font, mixing fonts. I love all of that. But it's really cool when you can get a set of dies that you can use with so many different stamp sets and so many different sentiments. So I'm going to, and here's another thing I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do is stamp birthday wishes, and then I'm going to put it on my card front like this so that the banner end is to the right, and I'm going to cover the left end with a little bit of evergreen. So when I stamp it, I want to be aware of that, because if I go too far to the left, it's going to interfere with the evergreen I'm putting on there. So what I like to do is get my blocks and I just kind of look over the top and think, now you can't see it at the same angle as me, but I like to kind of picture whereabouts I'm stamping each of these, keeping in mind that I'm going to be covering the left end of my banner. So there's birthday wishes. Just going to move this up again for a visual to help me. Stamp wishes. And then stamp birthday. That's a fun, different way to say happy birthday, right? Somebody will get a card sending them birthday wishes. Okay. Close this up. I had an inky mess down here the other day, but I'm sure that's happened to some of you as well at times, so I'm trying to avoid that inky mess today. All right, let's get some dimensionals, because what is a card without dimensionals? Just before I got on, I cleaned my my glass mat. There was some glue on it. There was some little bits of snail adhesive on it. I had some ink on it. I had been writing on it. I was designing some card layouts and things, and I was writing on it with my Sharpie, which, by the way, you can remove your Sharpie from your glass mat just with your chamois. It's that easy. It really is. But anyways, it was just kind of filthy. I didn't want to show it like that. And I cleaned it just before I got on. So now it's like kind of hard for me to pick up things and slide things around on here because it's so clean. Took off all my fingerprints, all that good stuff. The glass mat is available to purchase in the online store. It costs $60. It comes with, now the chamois is dry because I have other ones here, but it comes with a large thin chamois, so really easy to work with. And then it has, I'll pull this up, it has this silicone craft mat, which really, you can use it right on your glass mat. I typically have it just off to the right, and it's holding some things like that when I'm live. But I can put this here, I can blend colors, I can put little ink spots here, do whatever. Also, somebody told me, and I haven't tried this, somebody told me that using this textured size is a good way to clean out your Stampin' blends. Now, if you have one blend for each color or similar colors, you don't really have to clean them much, but I thought, oh, that's a good tip. So I wanted to pass that on to you. But many of you have waited for a long time. And I have to be honest, I've told my team, I tell everybody that will listen, because I've tried lots of different mats for my crafting surface. And after using the glass mat, I will never go back. I will never go back. The only thing I dislike about this, I wish it were a little bit larger. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe, I think this depth is okay, but I wish it were a little longer. But anyways, that's just me, right? But I love it. I love the grid on there. I'm using that grid constantly. All the measurements on the side and bottoms. And yeah, I love it. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my evergreen pieces. And we'll talk about this paper because this is pretty cool too. I have a little too much glue there, or adhesive. I'll just rub it off with my finger. Same thing here. And I'll put one here as well. Now, I could have die cut these, and you feel the same way, you love your glass mat, but wish it was a little bit wider too. I'm not talking huge, but just a few inches. I getcha, but I love it. I will never go back to using any other kind of surface on my craft table. As I was saying about these evergreens, I could have die cut evergreens from that Seasons of Green and Gold designer series paper I just showed you. But look at this. There is another coordinating pack of paper. This is the, I can't think of what it's called. I think it's Greenery Seasons of, or Greenery Season Vellum, whatever it is. Greenery's in the name, and it's vellum. It's vellum. So it's really light and airy. So the evergreens I used on these 3 cards were actually die cut from this sheet. You get 2 of each of these sheets. Look at this one. It's like a canvas. Ooh, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. And, oh, Mary Kay magnetic. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I wonder if I just stick like a magnet sheet underneath, if it would then hold my dies in place. Ooh, I'm going to try that. I like that idea, Mary Kay. And then this one, same thing. I can cut out some of the greenery with the dies. So I wanted you to see that because the designer series paper is beautiful. I love all of the prints, but the vellum is just as beautiful and kind of gives us some different, a different element to work with, I'll say. Okay. So again, let me just show you, because I know we talked about a lot of new products. So golden greenery and some of the dies, there are more dies. There's actually 2 sheets of dies. Some of the dies die cut both the stamped images and some of the images on the designer series paper. And then there are also some of those bonus dies that don't directly coordinate with any of the stamped images, but they enhance what you are already making with the stamps and other die cuts, okay? And then I showed you Greetings of the Season, and it's bundled with this die set. Let's see, what are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different sizes. You can use them for images and sentiments. I love it. And you get to mix and match with Greetings of the Season. And then you can take those same dies from Greetings of the Season and use them with the everyday greetings. And if you don't have kind of, what do I want to say, like an all-around versatile stamp set to use throughout the year, I would get this one. You can mix and match the different fonts and words and phrases, and I think it will serve you very, very well. All right, before I give you the code word, or I should say while I'm giving you the code word, what is that going to be? How about Seasons of Green and Gold? That's the name of the vellum. Or not the vellum, the DSP we used. Seasons of Green and Gold. All right. Gail, I agree. Both of those word sets are awesome. Look at this one. Where there is heartache, let there be healing. Oh my gosh. I can think of so many reasons why I would send that to people. Death, hurt, grief, perhaps the loss of a child or loss of a pet, cancer diagnosis, all kinds of things. And then this one. I used this recently, and I'll have to show the card. I used this recently with at my team event I held about a week ago, 10 days ago maybe. Okay, so let's show you some more of these Seasons of Green and Gold cards. So I'm getting them all mixed up here now. Here we go. So here's another set. So I did this one vertical or horizontal, and then my samples were vertical, okay? All of the DSP and cardstock measurements are exactly the same, Even the banner I used was exactly the same. What I'm going to tell you though is, and I put this here as a reminder, so let me pull it up. Didn't want to lose it, so I stuck it down. What I wanted to tell you here was this is a little too long to go this direction. It just barely goes off the card front. So what I did was I cut off the end right where that hole is. Okay. And then, gosh, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. And then I used some of the pieces I die cut from the Seasons of Green and Gold designer series paper as an embellishment. Whereas here I used the evergreen from that beautiful vellum. All right. Everything else is the same. Cutting dimensions, everything. Okay. And then I wanted to do a set with the Greetings of the Season But I wanted to keep it simple, fairly simple, because my little bow here is going crazy. I wanted to keep it fairly simple because the prints are busy. There's so much going on in the card already. So this is what I came up with. I used the Love and Joy stamp from Greetings of the Season. I used a die cut from that same bundle. And then I have this gold trim or cord left, which is always fun to use. This, I believe, is retired, but I love it. So I'm using it up. Okay, I'm using it up before I buy the new green and gold trim, which I think is a little bit wider, more like a 1/8" ribbon, something like that. But still super easy, super fun, decorative. I could switch this out. So what I really wanted you to see, in addition to just giving you another variation of the stack, slice, and shuffle technique, is that I've used products that most people will look at and think, oh, great products for the holidays. Many people are already starting to make their Christmas cards, their holiday cards. But you know what? This proves right here, it is not just for the holidays, okay? So when you're making your purchases, when you're looking at products or using ones you have, always be thinking, how could I use this other than its original purpose? How can I use this other than the holiday for which it was designed? Okay, the more versatile, versatility we can find in our products, the more we will use them and the more we will get our money's worth. I'm all about more bang for your buck. And a lot of the way I do that is trying to find ways to make my products more versatile. Okay, so I hope that helps you too. I hope you enjoyed today's version of the stack, slice, and shuffle technique, as well as seeing some brand new product in the Stampin' Up! Online store. So I hope you will check all those out online. If you're not sure how to get to that, you can go to stampinpiece.com, click shop, and then shop Stampin' Up! Products will come up. And you click that, and then just look for online exclusives. Alrighty? Have a great evening. I look forward to sharing with you again on Thursday. That would be, let's say, the 11th, Thursday, July 11th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Facebook, Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. Have a good night, everybody.